We are approaching the end of the year 2025. It's that time of the year where a lot of people want to make, affirmations. Yes, I understand that sometimes affirmations could, go a long way to motivating you to want to take action. Sometimes when the year is coming to an end, people want to make a lot of promises to themselves. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to start this business this new year. I'm going to be that hardworking person. There are so many theories in the book explaining to you why, positive thinking, affirmation should be something that you should do all the time. I'm not going to lie to you. There is a place for it. It's very good. Personally, I tend to, affirm so many positive things to myself, so many times. Yes, it's a good thing to do. It's a good practice. But if you are that one guy, my guy, thinking that, positive affirmations alone is going to save you, you might be lying to yourself. I'm telling you, it's the time again, like I said, people want to say a lot of, things to pump themselves up. I want to start that eBay business. I want to be, a PC flipper in the new year. I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be going to so many flow markets or flea market, depending on where you live. I'm going to be going to the thrift store, trying to buy things. I'm going to make a lot of money. And right now, you are watching a lot of videos on YouTube, on TikTok. I made a video on a few days ago about TikTok and the kind of content, the kind of messaging that they tend to promote there about flipping items, especially flipping electronics for profit. You want to check out the video here. It's right there, all right? You might tell yourself, I want to do this, I want to do that. Guys, I'm here to tell you, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news in this instance. Permit me, typically it's not what I do all the time. But I'm sorry to tell you that talk alone is not going to save you. You got to put in the work, guys. You got to put in the work. For those of you that have been following my channel, you realize that I changed my apartment. That was in November. And since then, I have been trying to, just one little change pretty much destroyed all my processes. You have absolutely no idea, from the beginning of the year, which was January, up to November, 1st of November, I was pretty much set up, my processes, everything was done. I have a warehouse, but then I had to move my apartment. And luckily enough, this apartment had a basement. While we were moving, it was not just possible to, to create, to put law and order in this basement. We're moving from the other apartment to this new house, just dumping things. Even though I knew that this basement is kind of big enough for me to be able to, sometimes sit down here, set up a kind of home office, and just, talk to you guys. I kept dumping things here in the basement because I kept saying to myself, as soon as the movement is over, definitely we're going to come to it, which is, this is the logical thing to do. All right. But today, 27th of December, I finally said to myself, I now have time to come to this basement and try to clean it, set it up so that I will be able to finally, have a very functional, office space here, so to say. Of course, I'm still going to be operating from my warehouse, but sometimes, like today being a Saturday, I'm on holiday, I'm not in the warehouse. Sometimes you just need a space to yourself where you can actually sit down, you push a button, everything is pretty much, set up, camera comes on, the light comes on. This was what I was trying to do, or this was the idea I had. My guy, I have been here since 8 o'clock. I've not taken breakfast, and right now, it's 15:48, just 3:48 in the afternoon. I have not taken breakfast. I woke up in the morning, drank a cup of coffee, and then I came here. I said, if I do not attack this work now, it's going to slip off my hand, and the new week, new year is coming. I don't think I want to start working this kind of job in the new year. I want to just come to the new year with everything already prepared. My guy, I came here. I have been trying to move things around. It was terrible. Cartons everywhere. The things that we just dumped from the other apartment that I still need to sort through to go and throw away to create, this kind of space. Of course, I was already working here from the basement, but it wasn't, in the condition I would have loved it to be. I was making video from the other perspective. At the time, I was kind of on the same side as the window, but I realized that if I am facing the window, I will get more light to my face, and it's just going to make the video quality a little bit better. I didn't have this yellow light that you see behind me, and that wall frame wasn't there. I was working, it was good for me, but today I said to myself, I want to up the quality of this thing a little bit, which is, once again, changing a process that I already had from November up till now. Like I said, I have been here since 8 o'clock, pushing things, things don't work, OBS breaking down, internet didn't work, trying to connect the printer, turning the PC around, going under the table, connecting cables, moving things, clearing things. At the end of the day, it took me so much time that I at least expected, just to create one little process to make my work going forward, much easier and pretty much save a lot of time for me. Just creating that one process alone, which is setting up my table here, turning around things, took me pretty much, over 6 hours, and I'm still counting. I'm not done yet because I said, let me finally take a break and possibly go upstairs and eat something because, of course, I'm not going to sit here and just work all day. But before I leave, I said to myself, no, put on the camera and just make a video now that you are directly in the process. I said, okay, this is a good idea. Let me go ahead, make this video, possibly talk to somebody out there because I'm aware of people would love to make money online. There is this whole, talk about having a 9-to-5 job, how people hate it. Nobody wants to be employed anymore. Everybody just wants to be that businessman, because we see a lot of videos on YouTube. You want to be this person that want to, live life at your own terms, to be able to sit by the sea, drinking coconut water and just, chilling out, living life on your own terms. Guys, I'm telling you, you might have read in a lot of books, you have to write your goals, you have to be positive about it, you have to speak it out loud. If you do not combine that thing with work, I don't know how else I can say work so that you understand how heavy it is. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of determination to actually, push through. It doesn't matter what, if you want to be a reseller, a content creator. Yes, let's be honest here. Some people sometimes get it very lucky, but if you are not one of those lucky ones, if you are that person that have to really push through things to make it happen, you are going to put in a lot of work. And believe me, when I say a lot of work, I'm trying to create a system where making these videos would be or should be as easy as possible, because I understand that, look, content creation is a job in itself, and if you already have a reselling business, you want to combine it with content creation, developing the ideas, recording it and, speaking it out to the camera, and then finally bringing the footage, editing it. That's you having 2 full-time jobs. And if you have that combination, with a part-time job or even a full-time job, and you do not have the right processes, you are going to be into work all day long. And if you have a relationship to also build alongside, my guy, you have to be ready for what is going to come. You see, it's good to make positive declarations. It's good to be, think positively about the things that you are about to do in the new year. But tell yourself, this thing is going to take work, and you have to ask yourself, are you ready to put in the work? See, when you go onto YouTube, you check out some channels, they've been posting video for some time. Sometimes they came in heavily, like 2 months of constant posting, content, reselling content. And now when you check on their channel, they are nowhere to be found because life has taken over, different events. Sometimes the motivation that they brought on pretty much died, and they realized that this is a lot of work. They cannot combine it. Boom. You click on the channel, see the last time the content creator was online or posting content, 3 months ago or 4 months ago. This is the reality. Of course, you don't hear these things on YouTube. You don't see these kind of things. They just keep telling you, keep posting content, go to the flea market, buy stuff from the thrift store, bring it home, wash it. My guy, like I said, this is the 5th time I'm saying, or 6th time I'm saying, my guy, this is a lot of work, and be prepared for it. Of course, if you are that person that have said to yourself, I am ready to take action, I'm ready to, do the hard things, even when you do not feel like, doing it. Permit me to borrow that term from Hamza. Just do the work, even when you don't feel like doing it. If you are that person that have said to yourself, I am ready to take action, to do the hard work, the dirty work, the things that people do not see behind the scene, I'm ready to do it, even when there's nobody there to cheer me up. There's nobody there to, tell me thank you. There's nobody there to appreciate the effort, you are putting in. And the tricky part, once again, even when there is no result, you do not see the monetary result of what you are doing. You do not see the financial benefit of you spending a lot of time alone. Like right now, I'm here alone in the basement. Somebody will understand what you are doing. People might think you are wasting your time. Somebody might even kind of comment that you are kind of going crazy, because how can you be wasting so much time, doing this thing, and where is the monetary benefit of this whole thing you are doing? Guys, I'm telling you, if you are that person that have said to yourself, I'm ready to do the work, even when the whole thing appears like this, no motivation, no result, no effect of your hard work, then success is ultimately guaranteed. You will be that person that will be able to push through when the hard time, comes. And the hard times, sometimes they last like a year or two, sometimes 3 years. For some people, it might even be longer. But if you have said to yourself, I am determined to push through, I don't want to look back, this is something I want to do, it might be reselling, it might be starting another kind of business. If you have said to yourself, this is something I want to do, and you hold on to your guns and you push through it, push through the hard times, you are definitely going to be successful. That's the formula, of success. And in between, you are motivating yourself, telling yourself some positive words while combining it actively with taking full action on whatever you have decided to do. I hope this video finds you well. If it does, please go ahead and click on the like button. I felt like sharing it because, like I said, it would definitely be of help to somebody out there. Until I see you again in the next one, peace.